Javelina fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Javelina Coaches Show. We appreciate you stopping by, and we're joined right off the bat by our first guest. That's Autumn Wollenzien, our head women's tennis coach. Coach, thank you for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
And we're taping this on a Wednesday, which means that in a little bit more than 24 hours from right now, you guys will be taking on DBU in the first round of your teams of the LSC Tennis Tournament. How ready, how excited is your team for the opportunity this week?
Very, very excited. We talked about it yesterday. Very excited. I think we're going in very confident and with several wins. So I think it's a good thing.
Now, you guys have won 5 of your last 6 heading into the postseason. You hear coaches talk all the time. When the postseason starts, you want the team to be at its best, to be peaking at the right time. It's I guess a cliche you hear a lot. Do you feel like this team is playing at some of its best tennis right now?
Yeah, I think we have learned a lot about ourselves. I think the freshmen have grown a lot. I think that the travel and everything that we've had this whole month has prepared us, to be tougher and to be resilient and be diligent. I think that we've had a lot of fun, so we've grown and bonded, and so yeah, I think it's a great time to go play the LSC tournament. And
you've put this season together with, you mentioned, when we talked before, you mentioned how young of a roster you guys have. You have 5 freshmen on this team. How impressed have you been by the fact that the youth on this team, it hasn't been an excuse or a crutch? This team has found ways to succeed regardless of how young they might be.
When it comes down to it, they've been playing tennis their whole lives. So freshman is just a title. Yeah, it makes a difference in certain situations, and the experience helps. But when it comes to the tennis court, it's the same size whether you are 10 years old or 20 years old. So the experience that they've had up until this point in their entire lives has prepared them for big moments. So I think being a freshman only matters if you use it as an excuse. And it only matters if you don't have confidence in your own abilities and you don't put forth the effort to learn the things that you need to learn. So yes, we had to learn some lessons. I think that they caught on very quickly, and they definitely moved forward very well.
Do you think that youth might lead to a few extra nerves come first service on Thursday?
Absolutely. Both sides of the court will be nervous. So that's what they have to remember. They're not the only ones that's out there. They're not the only ones that will be nervous. Everybody will be nervous. The coaches, the players, everyone. So it's a good thing. It is. If they didn't go out there nervous and too loose, I'd be worried. So nerves get you prepared for a stressful atmosphere, and the nerves are positive, so we just have to take it and turn it into a positive.
One of the things we talked about last time we were here was your team's play in doubles, and you mentioned how you felt like your team still had some work to do in that area. Do you feel like you've seen improvement and progress in your team's doubles play? Yes,
yes, we've seen improvement. We still have some work to do. It's a constant, the doubles for them, because that is one area that in their lives they haven't played as much of. So it is a constant learning experience for them. I think they're more prepared than they were in January. So.
What are the challenges that, I know you guys have obviously played DBU before in this season, but what are the challenges that your team needs to be prepared for on Thursday?
DBU is a tough team. They're a team of fighters as well as us. I think the biggest thing we need to be prepared for is having confidence in ourselves. I think it's more about us than it is about DBU. It's about executing the things that we know we can do, and not giving up and keep fighting.
Well, Coach, best of luck. You guys will be starting at noon on Thursday, and we wish you the best of luck in that match, and hopefully a lot more to come this season for you and your student athletes. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. Go ahead.
We'll take our first break here on the Javelina Coaches Show. Our next guest will be the head Javelina baseball coach, Jason Gonzales, so stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Javelina Coaches Show. We're joined by our next guest, and that's the head Javelina baseball coach, Jason Gonzales. Coach, thanks for taking out some time once again.
Always a pleasure, Mark.
And you guys finally get back to baseball once again this weekend in your final home series against Eastern New Mexico. You'll be playing Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday. Finally a chance to open up Nolan Ryan Field once again. How much of, and this is after a little bit of another pause for you guys, how much of a challenge has it been for you guys, especially in your coaching staff, to make sure your team stays sharp in the midst of these kind of stops and starts you've had this year?
It's extremely challenging because, again, I think I've said this a couple of times, the game of baseball is designed to be played almost daily, and at the very least you're practicing daily. It's a game of rhythm, and for I don't know how many times now that rhythm has been broken up. So from a physical standpoint, it doesn't take as long to get these guys back in the rhythm, but mentally I think they're just exhausted from having to wait on test results, who's positive, who's going to quarantine. It's been extremely frustrating for those guys. They've handled it very well. They've handled it in a professional manner. But we've seen after we've taken a week or two off, it takes us some time to get back into the rhythm. So as a coaching staff, you're always concerned, are these guys mentally and physically prepared? And so I think we're doing the very best we can given the situations that we've been presented.
How happy have you been with the attitude your team has taken throughout this whole process?
Extremely attitude, and that's why for us to fall is so important, because what we try to do is put these guys in as much adverse and chaotic situations as possible to prepare for not necessarily what we've been going through from a societal standpoint, but in the course of a game, because inevitably what we tell them is adversity is going to hit, and we don't want that to be the first time they've ever been presented with it. So our falls in off-season programs are extremely challenging for this situation. And so what we try to do is prepare them for adverse times and chaotic times like we're going through. So they've handled it very well, very proud of them. It's just, okay, what do we do now? Okay, we'll take 3 or 4 days off, we'll see you Monday. So whatever the case may be, I've been very proud of the way they've handled it.
Part of this weekend is you guys are going to have senior day on Saturday. As I mentioned, it'll be your last home game in the regular season. And this is a large group of seniors that has accomplished a lot in their time here. What has it been like for you to coach this group of seniors?
Man, I tell you what, I say this a lot, is I hate senior day, right? Because I've got to say goodbye to a lot of guys that have sacrificed time, money, whatever the case may be. And you take two guys like Cole Ullman and Alex Cano, who've actually been here for 6 years. And that's unheard of, it's unprecedented. And to have all these seniors come back for an extra year last year when they could have gone on and started their professional life and whatever it is they were doing, to have those guys come back for another year, I was very proud that they wanted to stay in the program. And so the amount of love that I have for these guys, respect, because all they've done is give me everything I've asked for. They've never cheated the game, they've never cheated the off season. So it's an emotional day for me. I don't like it, me and my family. I mean, again, these are my sons. I've been with these guys for a long time, and I actually spend more time with them during the week than I do my own family, my own daughters. So there's a bond there that goes beyond the game of baseball.
Well, the good news is, that even after Saturday, they still get a few more times to put the uniform on. Hopefully, more than just a few more times to put the uniform on for the rest of this season. How much have you, in the process of dealing with all the things that have been going on, not just this year, but the past couple of years, how much have you leaned on these seniors as leaders of this team to make sure that they kept it, to try and keep this team together? A lot. And not just because of what we've been going through, but again, when you have a group of seniors like this, we try to give these guys a lot of ownership into the program. And I think that's why we've had some success in the past, is because it's not just a dictatorship of me telling them you're going to do this, you're going to do that. There are times when that occurs, but at the same time, you've got to give these guys ownership. And we'll talk to them about all kind of things like, hey, do we need a day off? Do we need to go harder? What type of uniforms you guys want to wear this weekend? I mean, so it's a lot of little things, and I think when you continue to do that over time, and they feel the ownership
that they have within the program. They feel it's theirs, and it is. It is their program. So we have had to rely on these guys, and you know, we got shut down early in the fall, and then we got shut down like a second time in the fall. So and I don't know how many times we've got shut down this spring, but they've been able to roll with the punches. And so again, they've probably handled it a lot better than I have. As a coach, you know, you're structured and everything's timed and everything's calculated, and when that gets disrupted, you start having to move some things around, and it's not always a comfortable feeling. So I think they've handled it probably better than I have, and so I've leaned on these guys, and I've watched them, and when so much is out of our hands, it makes it a little bit easier to just go with it. You know, we just got to wait for somebody else to make a decision for us. So, but again, I've been extremely proud of their professionalism and the way they've handled this situation.
Again, you guys will be at home this weekend, 6 o'clock on Thursday, 6 o'clock on Friday, 1 o'clock on Saturday. Then you close out the regular season at Cameron, 3 games on the road against the Aggies. What are the things you would like to see from your team that you could point to and say, this proves, or this gives me confidence that we're ready for the start of the postseason?
Well, again, I think we have to come out and use our best tool, and for us that's intensity, just loving the opportunity to compete. We have to have our pitchers give us some opportunities. We have to have our hitters get in there with good at-bats, take some pitches, go deep into the count, and just play fundamental baseball. It's something that we've been doing all year, and it's something they've been doing their whole life, so not a whole lot's going to change. What we hope to do, again, is play good baseball, play good, sound, fundamental baseball, hopefully get some wins along the way, and then position ourselves to possibly stay in the top 4 to host the first round of the conference tournament.
Well, Coach, we certainly hope to see you back here for that first round of the conference tournament. Best of luck this week and next, and thanks for stopping by.
Always a pleasure, Mark. God bless.
And fans, don't forget, 6 o'clock on Thursday, 6 o'clock on Friday, and 1 o'clock on Saturdays when you can see the Javelinas close out their regular season home schedule here in Kingsville. We hope to see you there on the Javelina Coaches Show. We'll take one more break. We'll be right back with Stefanie Maynard, our head women's golf coach. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Javelina Coaches Show. We appreciate you tuning in, and we're joined by our next guest, and that is our Javelina women's golf coach, Stefanie Maynard. Coach Maynard, appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we haven't had the chance to have you on camera since the conference tournament, where, by the way, you guys shot a 298 in the last round, which is the lowest round of golf that any Javelina team has ever put together at the conference tournament. You had, I don't think you guys counted a score under 80 in your top 4 on the final day in the LSC tournament, which I think that's the first time that this program has ever accomplished that.
Good possibility.
What was that day like for you as a coach?
I mean, it was really, really surreal, actually. You know, we shot 299 in Oklahoma last year, and that one took us by surprise. You know, this one was a little different because I knew we were that good. We just hadn't performed to that standard, you know, all year. And, you know, so I walked out with Gato for the first 3 holes and kind of got her going. And she was in such a good headspace that day that, you know, I knew she was going to finally break through and play well. And, you know, and then as everybody kind of came through the holes, everybody was just in a really good frame of mind and a really good, had a really great attitude. You know, and I don't check live scoring, so I knew we were playing well. I didn't really check till we got to the 17th hole, and I didn't know we were playing that well. But it was good to see.
You mentioned for Kara, that was her lowest score since she's got here. For Katie Habib, that was her lowest score during her career here. How important and how sizable of a step forward was that for those 2 players?
Huge for confidence sake. I mean, you know, Gato she's struggled a little bit with some confidence here and there. She's gotten very frustrated because she knows that she's better than she's been playing. So it was really good for her to be able to put a number together and, you know, really showcase how good she is. And, you know, and Katie's my little engine that could. She just keeps working hard and, you know, just keeps chipping away at different things to get better. And you know, I'm really excited to see what she can do in the future.
And at the top of the leaderboard for you guys, Christina Gutierrez had a 73. Madison Lake, who set a program record with a 71 in day one of the conference tournament, shot another 71 on the final day of the tournament. What were the things that worked, or what are the things that they did so well over the course of the last round, especially?
I mean, Christina's just such a good ball striker. You know, she hits the ball far. She hits it relatively straight. She just hits the ball really, really well, and she puts herself in good positions. And you know, and when she gets the putter going, she just makes a ton of putts. She's really, really solid from about 6 to 15 feet, and so she can make some birdies. You know, when she's hitting the ball that well. And Maddie hit the ball better than I think I've ever seen her hit it. You know, and she was making putts kind of from everywhere. Honestly, she made a great 30-footer on number 4, and then hit a wedge into about 6 feet on 6 and made that one. So for her, I think it's about actually really, really getting low and then trying to stay there. So we'll see how Florida goes. I'm excited about it.
And these are two players in Madison Lake. Christina Gutierrez will be playing their final tournament as Javelinas in Florida. And these are players whose names you can find littered throughout the program record book and so many different statistics that were, it seemed like not that long ago, just freshmen on your roster. How important is what is the impact that they have had as players on your program?
They've risen the bar. That's for sure. They've been invaluable. I mean, honestly, they have pushed anybody that I have brought in after them. They have pushed them to be better and to step up and to play better. You know, Christina's really set some records. You know, going and winning in New Mexico, shooting 5 under. You know, and now Maddie getting under par. You know, it just goes to show that, you know, with hard work and perseverance, you can achieve a whole lot here.
And you guys will have the opportunity to close out this 2020-21 season at the PGA Works Collegiate Championship, where you guys will be playing at TPC Sawgrass, which I'd imagine is a place that I think you and your student athletes are all excited to play at this weekend in Florida. How excited is your team for this last tournament?
Oh gosh, I don't even know if I can quantify that. They are beyond pumped. You know, just to have the opportunity to play at a place like Sawgrass, where the PGA Tour plays, and it's not just a regular event. It's considered the 5th major. You know, and they played at that golf course every year, and so there's a lot of mystique going into it. There's some nerves, definitely, getting to play there, but man, they are so excited. They are like ready to go get on a plane. They are, you know, finishing up practice today, and you know, they're working really hard. They're very focused, and they are ready to see what they can do at a difficult golf course.
After how well you guys played in the conference tournament, how high are your expectations for this weekend?
They're very high. You know, I think if, you know, we can stay in our little bubble and not really pay attention to what other teams are doing, and really just focus on what we do well, which is, you know, hitting wedges, getting it up and down, keeping the ball in play. And making smart decisions, not being too aggressive. I think we'll play really, really well. I think these golf courses will fit our games very well.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you stopping by this week. Go have some fun in Florida.
All right, thanks.
And we appreciate you tuning in on the Javelina Coaches Show. I thank you to our other guests who stopped by today, and we hope to have you back with us next week. We'll have another lineup of coaches. This is the Javelina Coaches Show. Thank you for stopping by.